2010 I got shot. That fucked me up a bit in a sense of, there was a point in time where I'm just like, this is long, man. Like, these people are gonna kill me.
Have you got a lot of PTSD from what you've been through?
Yeah, definitely. I look over my shoulder every second of the day. My name's Margs, and welcome to my episode of Timeline. I was born in Hackney, East London, the great year of 1985, Clapton, to be precise.
Who did you live with at those early stages of your life?
My mum and my brothers and my auntie.
That kid that you remember, what were you like?
Probably just like how I am now. I just like to joke, fuck around, typical little kid. I was like cheeky. I've always like spoke back, and I was always slick, you get me? Like, they used to say I had hot lips.
In primary school and stuff, where was your dad?
My dad's always been around. He's always lived locally and that, but him and my mum broke up when I was really young. It's not like we was estranged or nothing like that. He would come pick us up and whatnot.
Was your mum a strict parent?
My mum don't play no games. She softened up the older she got, I think, you get me? But initially, yeah, she was strict. She don't fuck around. I've always got that in the back of my head. Even as an adult, I don't want to do nothing that's gonna piss my mum off. I was always kind of getting in trouble with the teachers and stuff like that, but it was always for like talking back. It was always for having something to say for myself. I wasn't really like one of them crazy rude kids running around doing crazy things and shit. I was just probably more like, I got called disruptive and that, because I'm always trying to talk in class. I moved into secondary school in 1996. It was different. I was moving out of the area. My mum didn't want me to go to school in Hackney, and my older brother went to Highbury Grove, and she definitely didn't want me to go to Highbury Grove, because he got in all types of trouble. She just wanted me to like be kind of away from it, so I went to school in Islington. It was a weird period, because I just moved out of I used to live in London Fields, I just moved out of there. It was around a similar time when my brother went to prison and stuff like that, so it was just a big transition period, really. Like, you just don't know what you're gonna get yourself, what you're getting into, you get me? This felt like a bit like, okay, cool, this is serious now, you gotta buckle down, studying, all these kind of things.
Your brother going to prison, was that your first experience of prison?
Yeah, for me, because I used to go and visit him nearly every week. I've got like vivid memories of always going down to the prison to go and see him and stuff like that. I remember that vividly, you get me? I know like what he went to jail for, it was kind of like a big thing at the time and shit like that, so it's something that's like a part of my life, if that makes sense.
I know there was a feud between East London and North London. Is that why your brother went away? Was it to do with that?
Yeah, it was all to do with the beef and stuff that was going on, and someone lost their life, and then a few of the boys from our way went to prison for it. My brother was one of them. It was like dangerous times, and it was a big thing in London at the time, like the Hackney Tottenham beef and all that. So I don't know, like I'm saying, because of where I'm from and who my brother is, I just felt like it was ingrained in me. It's just something that was just constantly going on, and the war back and forth and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what he went to jail for, basically. The beginning bit of my schooling period, so like 96, 99, them kind of times, I was away from everything, because my mum moved us out of London Fields, not far, I was just moved to Wall Street in E9, but I think when you're younger, you don't realise, you don't know geography, innit? Like, so I felt like I was gone, even though I was just up the road. It was just schooling, just doing normal kid stuff. It's nuts, because you could never really escape it, because obviously everybody knows where I'm from, innit? There's always that hanging over me, like who my brother is and where I'm from, so everyone in my school knows. Outside of school, I wasn't in fields and stuff like that. I was more just about my area, just kicking back, just being a little kid. All right, so in 2001, I would have been getting ready to sit my GCSEs. I sat them, but I didn't do them properly. I couldn't tell you what my grades are, because my brother just died that year. So my head was just, I didn't really give a shit, to be totally honest with you. I'm smoking weed. I didn't really care about nothing after that, because it's like my brother, he went in jail from 96 to 2000, I believe. And then he came out in 2000 and he died in 2001, innit? Never really got like a lot of time with him like that, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was happy that he came home, was looking forward to him coming home and all that, and then he died. So I didn't really give a shit about schooling and shit. I just done it because I knew I had to, so I just went through the motions. But a lot of them exams, I wasn't really there. My house kind of didn't change even when my brother went in jail. So even though I weren't around in the estates and that, like all his friends and that would still come and check on my mum, check on the family, be in the house and stuff like that. So I was always around him, like my older brothers. I was always in and around it, innit? These men was like paid in full, like Rich Porter and them man. Like these men were getting it. So I've always been around it. So after a while, I was getting influenced, and I'm thinking like I wanna get into the streets, start making some money and stuff, and doing stuff like that, you get me? And then my brother came home, he got right back to it, getting money and stuff like that. And I remember speaking to him, telling him like, oh yeah, I want to get on the rolls, and he's like, no, you're not allowed, basically, like impossible. After he died, I just jumped headfirst back into the streets, like, I just said, fuck this, I'm just doing this street shit.
Did you want revenge?
Yeah. I was a kid in it. I wasn't in the streets like that per se. So obviously I was angry and that, but there's been killings on both sides and retaliations and all these kind of things, like, you know what I'm trying to say? So from that standpoint, it's like, it's the game in it. Like, it's not like after he died, one of them went like back and forth, and so it's like the man them doing what they're supposed to do kind of thing, and I'm just a kid in it, so you just kind of just accept it, you get me? Like I said, it just made me more like ingrained in street culture in it, you know what I'm trying to say? Like I didn't worry about going in jail or dying or anything. My mindset might have been more like, if it was good enough for my brother, it's good enough for me, innit? So it's like, just fuck it, whatever's gonna happen, I'm gonna do this.
What did that entail?
I'm out on the roads, I'm shot in. That's probably the main part, just building up my own line and just being on the roads and just doing what I gotta do. You know what I'm trying to say? And then obviously as you get a bit older, you start getting into problems on the roads and stuff, like there's beef, you're rolling around with weapons and these things. Because obviously I'm also in the mindset of that, like, I ain't trying to let no one kill me, if that makes sense. So if I'm gonna be out here doing whatever, I need to be on certain things, innit? Like I need to be ready to go if that was the case. It was only towards the end of my schooling when I started going back to fields. Probably like just before my brother come home and stuff like that, like going back 2000, 2001, I started going back. So now I'm back in the estate, I'm back with my brethren.
How did your mum feel when you were back?
She hated it. She hated it. Because she's always telling me like, I'm a good kid, I'm trying to follow people, like stop trying to follow these, like you're not like them, you know, like that stuff what parents saying it, like she was on that one. Initially, she just wanted me not to hang around with none of them. Especially once my brother died, she knew it was too late. It was too late, because that's when even when I'm hanging around with the older boys more, they're coming and looking after me and just falling just into like the gang, like, you know what I'm trying to say? By 18, I'm ingrained in the streets, like properly, like gone mad. That 2003, 17, 18, that's when my brother JD died. He got shot on the block as well, you get me? That affected me mad. That could have had more of an effect on me. Not more, I don't want to say more of an effect, but the change would have been deeper than maybe my brother. Because I've always felt like there's a connection between that, because JD's the one who phoned me and told me that my brother died. I don't forget that I was in my bed, and it's like people knew, they probably didn't know what to say or anything, but JD's the one who phoned me saying, have you heard what's going on? I said, I don't know exactly what's going on, I know something happened, He's like, oh yeah, your brother got shot, he's dead, in it, boom, boom, boom. So he told me, so I respect him and love him for that, you get me? 2 years later, he gets shot and he's dead, you get me? After that, that's when it's like, that's when I'm going for it, you get me? By this point, I'm rapping. I started rapping about 17, 2002, started rapping. And obviously everybody knows who we are before I was even rapping. People know who we are and know where I'm from. So once we started doing it, we was good. It really took off, and it was just buzzing in the borough, you get me? It was just electric. It was just new, and everybody was supporting me in that. So my name was just ringing, and I was just out there, and I was getting super popular. Like I said, after JD died, it kind of took the fun out of the streets and that, and then it became proper, like, yeah, it was because it was like dangerous those times there, you get what I'm trying to say? And just even before that, because my brother didn't die by himself, he died with my other friend's older brother, the two of them together, like him and Wayne died together in the car. Yeah, they were like 19 and 20, I think. The year before that, his friend got shot in Clapton and died as well, through that all the same beef and that, so by that point. And then the year after that, one of my friends went to country and disappeared. He got killed by some cats and stuff like that, you get me? And then JD died. So there was a period from like 2000 up to 2003 where people are just dying. I was kind of jaded by the time you get to that point, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, you just think, it's just like live fast, die young kind of shit, you get me?
Your music was popping off back in the day massively. obviously it must have brought more attention to you. And what were you guys called as a collective?
Yeah, so the music was Mash Town. It definitely brought more attention to us because we was moving wild, like in the things that we're saying. So obviously we got beef with them boys from North, and they was getting into the music. They got into the music industry before us around the same time, and we would just say crazy things on tracks. Just cussing, man, cussing the dead, cussing this, but like just talking smack. And I can't even, like, you know, like how people say that these drill rappers nowadays, we was talking crazy on the tracks. There was just like a danger attached to man, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like everything was rough and everything was bad, and because the beef is so documented, people know it's serious. Like people have died on both sides. They know how them lot move, they know how we move. So when they listen to the things that we're saying, they're like, yo, this is sick. We were just moving crazy. The music didn't really help. None of that kind of stuff.
Is it still going on?
What, the beef?
Yeah.
I'd say the beef's dead now, in a sense of no one ain't riding out for each other and looking for each other and trying to hurt each other. There's always going to be tension there. There's always going to be certain people that can't see each other. But no one ain't actively running around looking for things. Like, I don't feel like how I used to feel. Like, we used to scream fuck North all the time. I wouldn't go North London. I wouldn't talk to people from North London. I'm not on it. It's not like that no more. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, times have changed. That was years and years ago. So I would say it's dead now, yeah. I got stabbed in 2005. I got stabbed. That, yeah. See, there's always just things that just make you just like domino effects, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Because I was in the streets doing whatever I'm doing, and for a point in time, man felt like I was invincible, if that makes sense. Like me and my set and all that, like, we're good. I ain't never had no problems. Not like no problems, but no one ain't never really touched me. I never done nothing like that. I'm living alone at this point. I lived alone since I've been about 17. And in the area that I moved to, my area started getting into beef with them. So then it weren't really safe for me to be around there and stuff like that. So we're getting into stuff, and yeah, I got stabbed in my wrist and in my head and that. And even that just kind of made me, I was more on it, like, if that makes sense. I'm more like, this was like with the violence and stuff like that. If I'm in the streets now with the violence and we're doing things, like I'm saying, JD dying made me understand the seriousness of it, and made me probably be around more violence and stuff like that. And then me actually getting in touch myself was mad, because like I said, I was outside, so then I was angry, innit? Things just go from bad to worse, really. Yeah, went to prison, 06, came out 07.
How was prison?
When I was in there quick, it was like, I got 3 years for possession with intent. I got 3 years, I've done 15 months. Never really got in no altercations in there.
Did you not get in any altercations in there because people knew who you were, knew who your brother?
If anything, that would probably make me get into more altercations, because like, it was a hotbed of, when you're in the prison, you're in the prison. Remember, that's beef and that stuff, so I'm just associated with it. Like, I'm ingrained in it, because my brother is who my brother is. I am who I am. By this point, I'm rapping, I'm talking nothing but smack and violence. You know what I'm trying to say? So anybody from the other side who don't fuck with me like that, if you see me, you get what I'm trying to say? It's up and stuck. I was just lucky to be around good people, meet good people.
You were rapping for time?
Yeah, I was rapping for time. By this point, even in jail, I'm bait. Like, I'm super bait. Everyone knows me that from rapping. I'm rapping in the jail and doing crazy stuff. I felt like I was about to blow before I went to jail, because things was getting good. You get me? Like, people are talking about me, and like, I'm getting super popular. Then I went to prison. I'm like, fuck. But then when I came home, everybody was excited for me to come home. When I came home, they showed me that they made me a MySpace, and there was stuff like YouTube and like, these things didn't exist when I went into prison. You know what I'm trying to say? That. So when I come out and I see they made me a MySpace, and I got bare followers on there and all these kind of things, I'm like, oh, what's all this? This is sick. That would have been like 07, 08. Made the Return of the King mixtape, and then we were selling that on the streets and that was flying off. So I was really popular. And then I think 08 is when I done the Westwood. After I done Westwood, that's when it took off like wildfire. That's when my reputation got bigger, like even outside of England and that. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? That, because that kind of just certified me. But obviously it was hard, the music, because of the other side, them lot was in the music industry, and no one would fuck with me like that. No one would fuck with us like that. Like, I'm trying like to get deals or to do collabs or certain things. Nobody would fuck with us, because it's just dangerous. It's like, if you fuck with us, you're gonna get into beef with them, or these men are gonna lean onto you. There was strong arming, bare people, like, just nobody would fuck with me. Labels, whatever, they just wouldn't touch me like that. So the streets was rocking with me. Streets was rocking with me heavy, but I couldn't transition. Like, it was just impossible, like, because it was just like it's like a bad stain on me. Like, it's just, they just wouldn't touch us. They wouldn't touch me.
Performances, festivals.
None of that stuff. Nah, impossible. They wouldn't touch me. Because we're really in the streets, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then plus the things that I'm saying, like, it just don't add up. It's like they don't want to enable that behaviour kind of thing. So the police was all over me. You get me? I've had police tell me you're never gonna make it. Like we won't let you. You're never gonna make it, kind of thing. You get me?
Is that why you stopped music?
It's one of the reasons why, and then it's making me more bait. Everywhere I go, people know me, and there's bare people that don't like us or don't like us. So they say don't like me, even if it's nothing to do with what I've done. It's just because of where I'm from and just everything. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I was like the face of the block at one point. You know what I'm trying to say? So there's bare people that don't like us, and everywhere I go, everybody knows me. This ain't safe. I wasn't really comfortable a lot of the time. And that's why you gotta move in a certain light, innit? Move with the man them and carry certain things and whatnot. So it's just constant. So if people do see, man, and it is a problem, we're ready to deal with it, kind of thing. There was a point in time where I'm just like, this is long, man. Like these people are gonna kill me. Like that's genuinely what I felt like. I'm like, if I can't make something of myself blow and take myself out of this situation, I need to knock this on the head because they're gonna kill me. Like I can die. And by that point, I've had loads of experiences of people dying, people trying to kill man, shooting after man outside clubs and this and that and rest of the tear. So it's not in my mind. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I'm not making this up. I know like the threat is real, innit? 2010 I got shot. That fucked me up a bit in a sense of the things that I was worried about are coming to fruition, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? Like I'm saying like this is dangerous. Like this is serious shit. You know what I'm trying to say? If they're not gonna give me the opportunity to change my life and do something different, why the fuck am I doing this stuff for?
I've seen the gunshot wound. It's a big wound.
Yeah.
What was the gun?
It was a shotgun. That situation was kind of mad still. And I was lucky, because if it was any higher, it would have tore my whole side out. If I didn't die, I'd probably be in a shit bag or something like that. You know what I'm trying to say? But my leg took all the trauma of it. So I was lucky, like my height and stuff like that. And the way it happened, the altercation, and I come face to face with the person, they didn't expect to see me there. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so it was like, they were shot, I was shot, so they just shot it and ran off. Like, there's no real aiming. If they was serious, I would have been screwed, like dead as a doornail. If you get what I'm trying to say, like if that was their intentions, if that's what they wanted to do, I would have been finished. There would have been nothing I could do.
What year was that and how does that make you feel?
2010, that would have been in it. How does it make me feel? I don't know, man. It happened, man. Like, it happened. I wish it didn't. You get me? It was bullshit, but it's part of the game. I suppose it's probably a bit more annoying because at that point in my life, we made the decision to come off the streets and just focus and just do music, innit? Let's actually get my head down and just do music. Like, don't worry about none of this stuff. Like, not shutting, not rest of the tear. You got opportunity to do something. You're a musician, you're a rapper, rap. So I made that choice, and then I got shot. You get me? So I was just, yeah. I can't. You know the wickedest thing, bro? I've never really thought about it to say like how it's made me feel. It's not nice to get shot. I didn't want to get shot. You get me? It hurt. I wish it didn't happen. It changed me in the way that I saw like my ends and like cause some of my brethren and stuff like that. I felt like I've been doing bare things, whether it be through music and whatnot. Like I'm always putting people first and I care. I'm trying to pattern up. Like when I'm trying to make it at the end, it's not just me. That's why I got the crew. That's why I bring everybody with me and rest to their tear. And then points that I just felt like it wasn't reciprocated. That's probably like the first kind of times when I'm starting to have thoughts about, is all this shit kind of worth it? Like, is it fake and phony? Like, do man really love you like that? Before all of that, I'm prepared to die for anybody from the block.
How did your mum feel when all this, you know, with the shotgun and stuff and all that?
She must feel horrible, man, to come. She's seen me in a hospital bed more times than she should care to. Obviously, her son's died and that, you get me? So to come and have to see me, I remember when I got shot, I called her myself and told her. I wanted to tell her, I didn't want someone else to tell her. Because I remember when my brother got shot, she was away on holiday and I was up in my bed and I knew something had happened because she came in, she listened to something and then she got a phone call and someone told her that Corey got shot and that's when she was screaming. She left the house. Like literally, she didn't even get a chance. She didn't even get a chance to settle down. She just came back. When I got shot, I was thinking, I don't want no one to call her and tell her that because I don't know what she's gonna think the worst. I got shot in my leg. I kind of knew, I know you could bleed out or whatever it may be, but I think in my mind, I think, okay, cool, I'm not gonna die. So I called her and told her myself. I was like, oh yeah, mum, I've been shot. She's like, what the hell are you talking about? I said, yeah, I've been shot, but don't worry, I'm all right. Look, just come meet me in the hospital kind of thing. She's just hysterical, you get me? It's horrible. I've got a kid now, so I can only imagine. If I see my kid fall over and cut himself, graze himself, it makes me sick to my stomach. If he's got like a cut on his face or something like that, it's horrible, you get me? So for her to see me fucked up so many times, it's nasty.
So that was Would you say 2010?
2010, yeah.
2010.
I didn't want to be bait anymore. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Because like I said, I tried my luck. It just weren't working. I had a mixtape, Margs and Hype thing, about to drop just before I got shot. The management company that I was with dropped it while I was in hospital. I told them not to. I've never shot a video of it, nothing. It was a decent body of work, like it was my second solo mixtape. Had everyone on there. Gigs, Gets, Blade Brand, Crept, Benny Banks, Wiley, Joe Black, Jay Spades, like just everyone on there. You get what I'm trying to say? Like it was a sick project, but I told them like, look, just wait, I'm messed up, I can't do this right now. They dropped it against my consent, and it kind of just like flopped. Like no, it never really done what it was supposed to do. So the whole music thing and that, I'm kind of all jaded with the music and that as well. I'm just thinking, just fuck everything, man. I'm saying like, you know what, this is long. By that point, I kind of accepted I'm not gonna make it rapping. And there's nothing to do with my ability or nothing like that. I've never felt that way, but just my circumstances. Rap's not gonna be my story.
Have you got a lot of PTSD from what you've been through?
Yeah, definitely. I look over my shoulder every second of the day, no matter where I am, like it's constant. And the older I get, I put myself in different circles and stuff, so that can ease off. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I'm traveling the world, I'm with different people, so there's times when I can switch off a little bit, but getting so comfortable where you switch off is what will end up fucking you up. That's when you get caught slipping and stuff like that. So you can't really always switch it off. I try and sort out my environment so to the best of my ability I can relax and I don't go places, there's bare places I don't go, bare things I don't do, bare people I don't mix with because I'm just not on it. I'm just trying to prevent anything happening. There's people out there that still see me as Margs from Fields, still feel like if they see me and they do something to me, that's justification, that's good enough for them because I'm one of them. PTSD is the fact that it's still there in the back of my head that I can't let it go, that I always feel like I need to keep my head on the swivel, I need to be careful because at any given time, someone's gonna try and take my life. 2014, 2015, I can't remember when it would have been, but later on in the years when I would have started trying to do different things because I made my mind up to leave the streets to try and make it in music. Even once I decided I didn't want to do music no more, going back to the streets kind of didn't make sense to me. I'm trying to mature and just keep myself to myself and do different things. I'm trying to think, okay, cool, what could I do? I'll maybe try to do some courses and stuff to try and learn some stuff, like pick up a trade and stuff like that. Yeah, just trying to like make people forget about me. But it's like one of my friends sat me down, he's like, bro, you know like when like they're never gonna forget you, like it's not gonna change, do you get what I'm trying to say? There's always been a few people that's been onto me for music, like you're too good, man, you need to do something, like let's do something. He's like, oh come, let me help you, I'll start trying to manage you and stuff like that. This is a long time now. By this point, I've stopped rapping for like 7 years. This is probably like 2017. He's come to me with this. Let's do it. So then I'll get back in the studio, start making music again. Jeds is there helping me. I'm with Wiley a lot. You get me? Me and Wiley are close. Wiley's always onto me to make music. You get me? He's got me in the studio. He's always helping me out. And that's probably another thing that got me into it as well because he found out that I'd done like my gas course. He found out, he was talking to me all the time, oh yeah, I'm on my gas course, plumbing course and all that. And he's like, what do you mean, man? Like, rest is here. And he's like, oh, what are you doing? I said, nothing. He's like, oh, look, I'm in Cyprus, come and link me. So he got me a ticket, flew me out to him to link him. I was with him in Cyprus for a bit. And he's like, bro, you're too good, you need to do music. Like, you have to do music, let me help you. So like I said, I had Jeds there, I had Wiley there, so I'm like, you know what, fuck it. Let me make a go of it, you get me? Like, he give me a bit of money, put me on my feet, give me the full access to his studio. Yeah. And he's like, look, just work, let's just work and let's just get it done. So I was like, all right, cool. And then Ched's passed away. Like he died of natural causes. Like he just got sick one day and he just died. Like some flu went to his brain or some nonsense. But he just died, you get me? And I was just like, fucking hell, man. And then that's when I dropped Pen Game in like 2018. And it was just blowing up just all over the world, like just everybody just doing the challenge and stuff like that. And that was the first time, because I've been popular before, like in the streets and that, but the internet era, I've never really had nothing like that. It's always, everybody's more popular than me, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, but this time I was like this is my shit and everybody's doing it. Like this thing was viral, my phone was going mad. Like I couldn't believe it. And I'll never forget that, because I remember just being like, I was just upset because it's what we wanted to work towards, what we wanted to do, and like Cheds weren't here with me to even see none of that stuff, like, you know what I'm trying to say? And I was just upset. I was happy, but I was pissed.
Bittersweet.
Yeah, bittersweet, man. 2019, going into 2020, I'm doing guest slots on podcasts. I think Keith from the Free Shots asked me to come up there. So I used to go up onto the Free Shots of Tequila and do that. that would always go off. Them episodes would go off. The fans would go crazy, do dope numbers. The comments like it. So I was a repeat offender on there. They used to call me up there quite a few times, and I've done other stuff. Poets called me up on Filthy Fellas from back in the day. I've done a few Filthy Fellas slots. I've done a few content stuff, and I've kind of always had like a personality in that. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm always a bubbly character, jokey and that. So there've probably been people that in that content space that see that. And I was like, nah, like, you should come, you should try it. But it was from doing the free shot stuff. Their comments just always saying like, oh, you need your own podcast, you need your own podcast. And in my mind, I'm thinking, what the fuck, cause I'm not gonna do a podcast, that's not really for me. And then the free shots went on tour, and they asked me they said, oh yeah, you should come on the tour, man. Tour's gonna be lit. They done Manchester, Birmingham, this one, Bristol, whatever it was. By that point, I built a good relationship with them. I was like, you know what, fuck it. Let's go on the tour, man, and see what I've got. My brother and Rich jumped in the car with me and just followed us. We followed them around the country. I just saw what they was doing, because beforehand it's just, obviously I know they're doing numbers and that, but you just hear, you don't really know what I got, and you get me socials, it just sounds like they're buzzing, whatnot. But to see them put bums on seats in different cities and loads of people come out there, it was proper eye-opening for me, you get me? So once I saw that, I said, all right, cool. So then I had to start thinking about what I wanted my pod to be and what I was gonna do and come up with a name and stuff like that. And I was just trying to just go through the motions. I didn't want to be like anything else that was out there. I didn't want to be like I'm copying the free shots or whatever. So I just had to just sit down and just think about what's this gonna look like, And then Loons phoned me from prison. Loons is someone that's just funny. He's just naturally funny. He just takes up all the oxygen in any room that he's in. Like, he can't help it. Like, he's crazy. And people have been always telling him, like, from the ends, we've been telling him, like, you need to do something. Like, you should do something, because you're too foolish for, like, the way you have people rolling and laughing. Like, we could be chilling. If Loons pulls up, everybody's happy and excited, because you know he's gonna stand there and just chat shit for however long till he goes. He's gonna light the place up. That's just what he does, you get me? So in my mind, I was thinking, nah, this is a no-brainer. I need Loons, because if I can get people to see 25% of who this man is, I'm onto a winner. No Behaviour Podcast is what we're gonna do. And he don't know nothing about podcasts. He lives from the streets, you know what I'm trying to say? So he's just like, all right. There's an episode we filmed in a different studio that's never been seen. That didn't even come out. It was supposed to be, that episode 1 didn't come out. I said, no, we're not doing that. That's crazy, you get me? So that's how I got into the content thing.
What have you kind of learned, and what would you tell younger Margs? What would your advice be?
Advice to my younger self, it would have been to not stop doing music. Knowing what I know, moving how I move, I'd like to be self-sufficient. I'd like to do everything for myself. Seeing where the music industry is, knowing that I could have been self-sufficient and put on my own shows and done my own streaming and these kind of things, and knowing that I got the talent, I think I would have told him not to stop rapping, I think. But then again, saying that, I don't miss making music. I'm happy where I am now. This filled me with a bit more substance. My music's all violent and gang shit and traumatic, because it comes from a different place. But I've got opportunities now to do bare different things. I've got my hands in all different kind of pies. I'm always building. I don't just have to be on front of camera. I do behind camera production and stuff like that. So my opportunities are kind of like endless. I feel more confident and more happy about the future. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, because I feel like it's bright. I feel like I can potentially do anything. Like, I'm going to be a media mogul. No one ain't going to stop me in it. And those are the kind of, so I've got new goals and new dreams and aspirations now. You get me? So I don't really miss music. I don't really want to go back like that.